And turning now to the situation a little north in the Northwest Territories, where the capital city of Yellowknife has become virtually deserted. 19,000 people have been evacuated as a raging wildfire inches closer to the city.
The city of Yellowknife and us have been working shoulder to shoulder every single day, building up that last line of defense for Yellowknife.
Crews are working in dense forests, dousing anything that's burning. Officials believe the fire is in the west that is now being pushed towards the city after the winds switched, combined with little to no rain. There are no reports of homes or buildings lost yet in Yellowknife, but communities outside of the capital have seen devastating losses. And let's now bring in CTV's Bill Fortier. He's in Fort Providence, Northwest Territories today. Bill, it's good to see you. Hopefully the situation is better now and the flies are not bothering you that much. But let's talk about the evacuations, the situations. How many people are still there in the city of Yellowknife?
Well, we don't know exactly how many. The mayor has told us that she believes most people have now left. Population of that city is about 20,000 people. She believes most have left. She does know that there are some who remain, some stragglers. Both the mayor and the territorial government have appealed to those people and said, listen, you do need to go. Like, it's a place to be. They've said, you know, issue. If there's an emergency, there may not be the resources there. Plus, of course, there's very little food, accommodations. Most of the businesses are closed. So it's just not a safe place to be. They're asking anyone who's left behind to get out, evacuate to somewhere else in the Northwest Territories, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. There are several places now taking evacuees from the Northwest Territories.
Bill, what was it like for you? You were there, of course, reporting from Yellowknife all of yesterday before you made your way a little south in Fort Providence, hundreds of kilometers away. What was those last moments looking like?
Well, it was a little bit eerie for sure. This is a small city, of course, by Eastern standards, but it is the hub for the Northwest Territories. Nearly half of the territory's population lives in Yellowknife, and it is a fairly bustling little city. It has a downtown, and it was pretty eerily quiet there once people started leaving. It is a beautiful little city. And it certainly was a little odd, I think, even for the people who live there, the mayor and wildfire officials, seeing their city as empty as it was. Yes, certainly an odd experience.
There were concerns, Bill, about the fire approaching the city of Yellowknife over the weekend. What do we know about how the fire is doing at the moment?
Well, an update last night, we were told basically, there was some good news there, some optimism. The fire moved very little towards the city yesterday. Today will be a big test. The wind is expected to continue to blow from the west to the east towards Yellowknife, so blowing that fire towards Yellowknife. But there was very little progress from that fire yesterday. They're hoping for much of the same today. And we do have a bit of rain here in Fort Providence, and some rain is expected in Yellowknife as well and in the Yellowknife area. Will it be enough to really make a difference, to really make a dent in that fire, to slow it down? We just don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
That is the big question. And lastly, in terms of the efforts being put in, Bill, what do we know in terms of the federal government and other provinces? How are they pitching in?
Well, of course, a lot of the other provinces are taking in evacuees. Alberta and Manitoba, namely, mainly Alberta, has several evacuation centers, at least 6 set up for evacuees. Of course, the federal government is helping with the military. There are at least 150 soldiers here, as well as other resources. There is a state of emergency declared, so that allows for some federal resources. So, it's one of those things where, much like what we're seeing in Kelowna now, where, when there is a disaster or there is an emergency, everybody sort of pitches in.
All right, we leave it at that for now. That's CTV's Bill Fortier in Fort Providence, about a few hundred kilometers away from Yellowknife. Bill, appreciate all the updates. Thanks for joining us.